Hi everyone, it's Mark Repp, Technology Trainer of Port Huron Schools, and welcome to Canva. Canva is one of the simplest ways to create graphics for projects that you do in your classroom, such as presentations from PowerPoint or Google Slides, or images that you may want to create for your website, your blog, or anything else that you do visually in your classroom. I'm going to take you through Canva from logging in to different ways that you can create these graphics and how simple Canva is to use. The first question you may have is, why would I want to use Canva in my classroom? Well, I have 12 different ways here that you could use Canva in your classroom. Anywhere from informational posters to graphics for a class newsletter. You can also combine photos with text for use in a Google Slides presentation, for example. You can also find various images that represent an idea or concept for use in something like a Think and Share. It's a great dynamic way to make vocabulary come to life for students. If you're creating a brochure for your class, there are brochure templates included in Canva. Image placeholders can also be used, where you can simply drag and drop your own images into a frame or into multiple frames. If you're doing social media, there are excellent social media templates to be used for posting, which will make your posts much more appealing and professional looking. And believe it or not, Canva is also a simple photo editor, which will allow you to resize your images and design text around them. And when you're done, you can choose what format you want and then download the final graphic to your computer for later use in various formats. So let's take a look at two ways that you can log in to Canva. When you first go to canva.com, you'll see the button for Education. This is for teachers or students. If you click on this, if you're at a school that does not have the Google G Suite, then you can also sign up with an email address. If you are at a school that has the G Suite, just click Sign Up with Google. If I do this, it will then ask for my Google account, which I can click on, and then I'm ready to go inside of Canva. It's that simple. The other option would be to just come up here to Login and click the little drop-down arrow at the right, and then log in with Google. This is even quicker. Once again, my email address pops up. I can click. And now I'm logged into Canva. Now, if I want to create a design, I can click the Create a Design button. And then you'll see all these recommended designs that pop up. If I scroll down, I have social media posts for Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram. All I have to do is click on one of these, and it will help me create a pre-formatted post to be used in any of these social media platforms. If I scroll down a bit more to the Documents section, you'll see that there are examples for letters, presentations of different sizes, letterheads, certificates, and even resumes. If you're a blogger or you're doing blogging in your classroom, you have these options. And what I also like is it always gives you the size in pixels that the graphic will be when you're done, such as this blog banner, 560 pixels by 315 pixels. Over here you can also add a new folder. Then you can drag your projects into this folder. If I click the X in the top right corner, it will take me to all of the designs that I've created so far, as well as the ones that are shared with me. So back to create a design. Let's say I want to create a postcard. I'll just click on Postcard. And then you'll notice all these layouts over here at the left. I won't spend a lot of time on layouts, but I'll just show you how simple it is. Just click one, and then you have graphics that may already inspire you. You can change the font, and then up here you have a toolbar that will allow you to change the background. You can center it on the page. The AA will allow you to change to uppercase. You've got the list option, which will allow you to add bullets. There are spacing choices here. You can copy anything that you've clicked on to duplicate it. And the Arrange button will allow you to arrange items on the page and put one on top of another. This button will allow you to change transparency. And this button will allow you to create a link to whatever you've clicked on, such as a link to a website. If you don't like what you've chosen so far, just click the trash can, and whatever text, for example, that you've used will disappear. So that's an example of what you get from the Layouts button. Moving down to Elements, one example would be frames. Each one of these can be used as placeholders to drag and drop your images into, like this one for example. Now if I come down here to Uploads, I have some different graphics to choose from, and if I click on one, I can then move it around and drop it into one of the frames. So let's say that I don't want to use a layout and I want to start from scratch. I can just click and delete the background, click and hit delete on your keyboard, and now we're back to a blank white canvas. If I click on Elements and go to Frames, for example, I'll click on Frames and then choose one of the placeholder frames, such as this one. I can position this on the canvas and then use these for placeholders. If I would like to use a graphic from my computer, I'll just come down and click Uploads and select a few images that I've already uploaded, like this one. Now notice how it's on the page right now, but if I drag it inside of one of these placeholders, it will now snap right into place, using that square box as an image placeholder. These are just images that I've collected. And see how they auto snap right into whatever shape you have in your layout placeholder. This is how frames work. So again, to review, I clicked on Elements, I chose Frames, and then you have any of these frames to choose from, which you can drag and drop your images into to create a design. Now this is page 1. Over here at the right, you'll see it says 1 for page 1. Then you have a little arrow underneath that that says Move Page Down. And now you can click Add a New Page. You can scroll up and down. You can move your page order by clicking the arrow. This button here allows you to copy the page or duplicate it. Now you see I have two of the same page. And this button, of course, allows you to delete the page. Now I'll go to a blank white new page and click on Grids. Grids is another kind of placeholder design. Just click on one of them and either search for images here or go down to Uploads and find something you've already used that you could insert into one of these grids. Let's say I want to do my search for something specific. One thing you'll notice when you do just a basic image search like this is that some of your results will say Pro and will have a price tag attached to them. Now you may want free images only and not have to pay the $1 or more for the image results that you get. So if that's the case, just click on Elements and then choose the option for Free Photos. This way, only free photos will come up and you won't be inundated with price tags. Next is text. If you click on the text button, you can scroll through any of these headings, which are free, and then click one and it will be added to your canvas. From there, you can drag your mouse, change the font size, and change the color to anything you want. Double-click in the middle of a word to highlight that word, like this. Double-click, and it will highlight that word. Then you can change the font, and you can change the arrangement to left, center, right, top, middle, or bottom. Coming down to background, you'll see that you can change the entire background color with one click. And if you make a mistake, just come up here and click Undo. You can undo multiple times to get all the way back to your original choice. If these document colors don't satisfy you, just click the plus sign right here, and you've got the entire color spectrum to choose from. And you can always add additional images by coming up here to the search box and doing another image search. And notice that if you do choose an image that has a price tag attached to it, like this $1 photo, it will include a Canva watermark underneath it if you do use it. To remove the watermark, you would have to pay for it. To remove any image from your canvas, just click on it and press the delete key on your keyboard. Another thing I wanted to add is when you're doing your image search, notice how it says All. This will include clip art like this, this, and this, as well as images taken with a camera. If you just click Photos, you can filter it to just photos taken with a camera. And if you click Illustrations, you can filter it to just these clip art images, and there will be no photos taken with a camera. Coming down here to Uploads, will allow you to choose images that you've already uploaded. Now I'm going to click on the background of this canvas and press delete, and delete each layer of it by clicking the outside edge of the text box and then pressing delete. Now I'm going to add this image right here that I uploaded a long time ago. I can resize it by pulling the corner handles. I'll change the background color. But I could also use one of these backgrounds that Canva already has. And I want to invite people for an after-work dinner. And even though this text originally was meant to be used in a certificate, I can use it for this little flyer just as easily. I'll make this jump off the page by increasing the font size. And let's say that this was really good. Let's say I was happy with this example. Now I have choices here where it says share. I can invite people to view or edit this design and pass it off to my students, for example. I could type in their email address and choose whether or not he or she could edit this layout. You've got edit or view. If you want them to continue editing where you left off, you can give them editing rights. And then click the Send Invites button, and they will get an email where they will log into their Canva account, just like we did earlier, and they can pick up where I left off. You can also embed this design into a website, but remember that only public designs can be embedded. So you would have to make this design public in order to get the embed code for your website. If you click Link, you can collaboratively share this link through a web URL. And if you click Social, you can share it to either Twitter or Facebook and write a caption, which will invite people to edit or view your design. Then you'd click Share Now. This is only if you want to share. Then when you click on Canva in the top left corner, the Canva logo button right here, it automatically saves the design that you just did. In the top right corner of any of your designs, you can make a copy of it and clone it or move it to the trash and see how it's generating a saved preview of that design that I just made. Up here you can search for templates such as resume. If I hit enter, it will bring up a lot of different examples of resumes that can be used. And today resumes have to be particularly eye-catching. These would definitely suffice. You can see all the different graphical choices that you have in choosing a nice resume example. And then just change the text to meet your own personal needs. Now back to the example that I had earlier. Notice how it says Happy Holidays. If I want to change the title of this design, I can just click the little pencil at the right, and I'll just call it Sample Design for now, and press Enter. And now I have a new title. I'll open it up again, and this time I'm going to show you how to download your design. Now if I simply want to download this, I can click the Download button. And here are your choices of file types. You can click PDF, JPEG, PNG. PNG is usually the best because it's the most often used digital image file format. But you can also choose PDF standard, or if you're planning on printing your PDF, choose Print. I'm going to use PNG so that I can save it as a digital image that can later be used in a slideshow or inserted into a document. I'll click Download, and then it prepares your design and saves it to your computer. You can give the design a name. I'll save it into my Pictures library by clicking Pictures, and then whatever you call it here, this will be the name of your digital image. I'll click Save, and now it's saved to your computer, but it doesn't have to be. Instead, you could choose to post it directly to Facebook or Twitter or send it as an email attachment. Either way, your design is ready for downloading, and you can choose where you want it to be posted. I chose to save it to my computer, and now I could come down to Uploads, and I could click Upload Your Own Images, and click. Even though this was a project inside of Canva, it can now be used as an image that I could insert into a presentation. So Canva is really a great way to create your own logos, your own graphics, and different designs where you can take images and text and mash them together to create some very exciting graphics that can be used in projects of all kinds. Thank you for joining me for this look at Canva. I'm Mark Repp. Join me again for another tutorial in the near future. Bye-bye.